Hi, Mandy. How are you? I'm trying to get the link to put it on Discord. I didn't know that you would text me. I get caught up easy too. I didn't stop. I just hadn't gotten to it. We've been running busy too, doing yard work also. Got me a bunch of new house plants. Well, not house plants. I got pots for house plants to be potted in, I should say. So yeah, which I don't have a green thumb, and every indoor plant I've ever tried to have has died on me, and I'm trying again. My husband's making fun of me. He's like, more victims. I'm like, you be quiet. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for coming. Trying to post the link on a Discord. I'm slow with it. I think I got it now. Gee whiz. Well, okay. So I have my bestie Zodiac and Stargazers, Sherry Baldy. And I was thinking about getting into that and doing one. But then I had this printed out, which I've had this one for a while, but I just got this paper. And this is that Desert Storm paper. And one of the birthday items I chose when I spent my Amazon money was a small pack of the Desert Storm. I think only like 25 sheets, maybe. It's that skinny. So it was a small pack. I like the way it feels. I have yet to color on it. So if I do this picture, it'll be my first time putting a pencil on it. Then, like I said, I was thinking about that too. So that's what I'm going to work on. Um, then I had a few things come in. That I was just going to show you real quick. I got the Christine Karron Fairy and Fantasy 3 new book of hers. That's what we got going on. I'm going to do a flip of this book on the channel. probably make that video tonight, actually. But that's that one. And then my husband randomly surprised me. I've had this one on my wish list for a while, and it's Ikuko, Japanese girls. But yeah, this one's been out for a little while. I have some other Ikuko books, so I got to add this one. Like I said, my husband surprised me with that. And then I had another book come in, which is not a coloring book, but I thought it was really cool and wanted to share. So this book is written by a cousin of mine that I do not know, never met, and is newly found to the family. And this is about our part of my family history on, let's see, my dad's mom's side. So my grandma from my dad. She's mentioned in this book. There's pictures of her in the book. But it goes back 21 generations of our family from down in Kentucky. And I'm trying to see, where does it say? Oh, so down in Kentucky, where all my kinfolk is, there's still big areas of land. And on one of those areas is the family cemetery. It's just the Smith Cemetery. There's like bunches of people in there. There's actually pictures of the headstones and stuff in the back. I do wish the pictures were in color, but I understand why they weren't, and it's cool, whatever. But all the money that he gets for the book, he's donating to the maintenance and upkeep of the cemetery, basically. Because how they have always done it my whole life, and I reckon before me too, was every year when we got together for the big, huge summer family reunion, they would kind of take up a collection plate type of situation, and that would be everybody's contribution for the year to, for lawn type maintenance and just upkeep of things at the cemetery. So yeah. So I found out because they were talking about it in our family Facebook group. And so I ordered this book, and I was really very excited to get it, actually. I think it's kind of neat. I've skimmed through it, but I haven't really got into it or just been reading. But like I said, I did find pictures of my great-grandma and my grandma and some of my great-uncles that I knew and all that good stuff. So that was fun. If you follow me on Instagram, then you might have seen I got this girl finished from Daydreams, Hannah Carlson. And it was for Tanya, Appetite for Coloring, her community buddy color along hashtag thing. And I think it's my first ever, actually. Community buddy color hashtag. I think it's the first one that I've ever actually completed or got to, because I've never even started one. So it was my first. So that's her. And then when was it? Yesterday. And I didn't even get to get them out of the box until just before I was going to bed last night, because I had out-of-state family up and had them over and my dad over. And if y'all been around a little bit, you know that my dad's had a couple health scares recently and, all that. So we were all together visiting and things. But yesterday, this showed up. Oh, I'm so happy. So, in case you don't know, the story is these were a Mother's Day gift that I got to order early to try to be here on time type of thing. So they were ordered in early April, and they were on back order. So I got a date of May 11th, And then from then, it just kept changing and getting pushed back and pushed back. And I was sitting at July 28th, the sixth change of date, and that was where I was sitting at, to be still waiting for these to come in from when I originally ordered them. So I got a email, I guess it would have been, on Monday that they had shipped out. And I'm like, ooh, I was so excited because I just like accepted the fact that I had to wait. Hi, Crystal. How are you? So I was surprised they finally showed up. And yes, they're in the wood box, which, to be honest, they're going to go in a case, which I already owned it for a while, saving this one for them, one of those types. So got its tag and everything. Got that idea from Shannon a while back. But I had it figured up. If you got the other big set, the 72, I believe it is, set, in the 10, which I would have been fine with, and bought each individual to make up to the 100 in the set, which I wanted, the complete set, it was a lot more expensive. So basically it was cheaper to pay for the box set than it was to get the 10 and individuals. I mean, why would I pay more money not to have the box? I'm like, no, pretty much. So I was like, well, I'll just get the box. I'll keep the box and I will display the box, or I will use the box for other things. So this is a peek of them if you've not seen them before. Very pretty. Got this book here. I didn't really get into it, but there's a whole decent sized little pamphlet book thing. You got your first wood tray. The colors. Second. And so Angie, I think everybody is familiar with her. She's so sweet and so knowledgeable with the computer stuff. And she whipped up a color chart for me to follow as I'm putting them, swatching them and putting them away in my case for them. So yes, that finally happened, and that came in yesterday. So I have that to play with, but I don't know. I'm kind of on a blah mode. We've had a lot of rain, and people are. My dad got him on my mind. Then my friend that I lost not long ago, her memorial is tomorrow, which I am not looking forward to that. Wait. Here's my thing. Where it is now. A little brush thing. Anyway, I guess I'm going to be coloring, huh? I got to decide if I'm going to do this one or the Sherry Baldy. The one I was going to do in here, which is the one I might do, I don't know. I didn't have it marked even. Almost there. This one. Because I'm a Cancer crab. So I'm like, pretty much from one extreme to another. So you have, the cutesy and the more realistic. So, I'm trying to choose. I think I'm going to go with her, though. I do need to know where my brush thing is. So this is the first time I'm using this paper. This is the still playing with pencils and trying to find my tone that I like, I guess, or whatever. I know white is supposed to show up a lot better or more dramatic. Everybody been having a good weekend? Had a ton of rain. Hi, Pam. This is a Pablo, and I've got, well, let's see, I got Pablo, a Holbein, a Poly, a Lumi, and a Prisma. So almost one of all, to just to see how it feels on this paper once I get to that shade. So that'll be, this one feels good. Haven't done much with it yet, but you know. Paper feels nice, I guess, though. I mean, even just touching it like this. But I'm always confused about which side to print on because, you know, they say you can feel it and kind of even see it at a certain angle. And I've been looking and rubbing both sides, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of feels the same to me. I can't tell, honestly. Should I be able to tell? Is it easy to tell? Because either way, I can't. So I always question what side to actually do my PDF print on. I wonder if I'm doing it on the right side, you know. Because then it's like, well, if I don't like the way this paper feels and I'm having a bad experience coloring on it. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for coming. Is it because I don't like the paper, or is it because I use the wrong side of the paper to print on? I don't know. Just like random things I question or wonder. I know I'm starting to say it almost every time, but man, I wish we were allowed to play whatever music we wanted. Sorry if you heard that. It's my elbow. So have I been working on any of this month's hashtags going on? The um, community buddy color along from appetite for coloring, or Amazon Tammy's hashtag coloring a Japanese image or something by a Japanese artist. And there's the Sherry Baldy hashtag. Sorry, Jamie. It's it is what it is on my end. I can't stop it. You know, I'm left-handed, and that's the elbow that's cracking. And so my arm is just here, and it's just I move it a certain way, and just boom. That's true. Like that one there, it actually it didn't hurt. It kind of I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, I feel it, and, but it's not in a super painful way or anything. But then there are other times that it does kind of ting a little bit. Besides the paper itself, too, I got to get used to um, a toned paper. And I don't know how much of it, as you venture through colors and things, the tones of the colors you're used to, how much of it does it really change? Kids creeping around. My daughter's got a friend of hers birthday party to go to beginning of next week. She's all excited about that. I'm kind of not, I don't know. It'd be overnight, and I usually don't do that. He comes down night with us type thing. How have you been, Jamie? Hi, Marilyn. Not bad, just been real blah. But I've been really happy about my plants. And I really hope they work out this time. Yeah, I know some people it's like houseplants are so easy. And they have just roomfuls of these green, big, lush, growing, long, hangy, wrappy, whatever stuff all over that house. And it's beautiful. And they're like, oh, I don't do anything. I barely even water them. I almost ignore them. They're so easy. I'm thinking, okay. I've had the same exact things. And, I've done everything from barely act like they're there to check on them and keep a chart on them and stuff and log every time I turned them in the sunlight and watered them and the water measurements, had one of them stick it in the dirt reading things, all kinds of stuff. And nothing mattered. They all died. So yeah, I have had zero luck with indoor plants. It's been about a good, oh gosh, 15 plus years since I've even tried to have houseplants. So I'm really hoping it goes well this time. I bought a couple things myself, but honestly, I didn't buy any. I bought new pots for them and stuff, but I got a few friends gave me starts of things that they had at their house, and I just had them go to root here, and um, there were a few things that went on into a pot, and then has since outgrown that pot and gotten repotted. So yeah, which I like that anyway. Pretty much, they're all going to have their own story and have their own person that they came from and all that type of thing. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm hoping to change uh, my record or my history or whatever you want to call it. I'd really like to have my house plants. I mean, like I said, so far so good. I guess with I don't know, 7 or 8 things. It's been a couple months now, and a lot of the other stuff is newer. Some stuff is like a week old here. I have some things in my big, I don't know, big like bay kitchen sink window thing. Um, I have things that are in little jars trying to go to root that I started this week. I couldn't even do that before, so I've gotten some things to go to root, which that was a new accomplishment in the plant kingdom for myself. I feel like my husband's just waiting for one of them to show signs of wilting or just dying off, and like, see, every time he thinks it's hilarious that I want plants. Did you ever figure out what you're going to color, Kelly? That's why I gave up for a while, Pam. Like I said, it's been 15 plus years since I've gave it a go. Just check the weather for tomorrow. I'm going to take my daughter shopping tomorrow after the memorial just to get A couple things like gift bag and tissue paper, and I want a card. Um, that kind of stuff for her little friend's birthday party. So I think we're going to end up at the Dollar Tree in order to get some of that stuff. Maybe some balloons, some big ones. I haven't been to the Dollar Tree in a little while, so that should be fun because I'll be dipping in some other aisles just to take a gander, see what's there. I want to go to Michael's too. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabric, Dollar Tree, Goodwill. I have this list of places, but I just want to go. Well, I'd love to go by myself too. I just want to go and just walk around, look at whatever I want to, just because. It was really strange. Yesterday, matter of fact, yeah, yesterday we had the kids covered, and me and my husband took off like not far. We went to a Lowe's, which is, in case you don't know, it's a hardware store. They have like lawn and garden and whatnot too. Got a few random things. He knows I have a couple macrame plant hangers, and I want a couple of them hanging, and I showed him where, and he's got hooks and stuff for that. And I got the other pots I needed. But we were there at the store and stuff, and I was like, this is so weird. Me and him just like at just a random generic quick little run to the hardware store, not a big deal trip at all. And we were just by ourselves, no kids, no this, no that. I was just, I don't know, it was odd. Oh, I didn't have my phone with me. um, I didn't even grab my purse, which was odd. I just went, and it was really really weird. Honestly. I'm gonna go to a Lumi dark flush 40%. So we've been, I don't know, we've been open for a while, but it's like a little by little type process. But it feels like, and I don't know, it seems like it's back to completely normal around my area now. We've ventured out some, but not a whole bunch. But honestly, if none of this ever happened, our normal week to week, as far as like stores and restaurants and stuff like that, we didn't do that all that often anyway. When we would run, we went and did other stuff. There's some kind of usually a family activity, all them kinds of places, be it trampoline park or a lake or whatever, outside family type activity places. But just out shopping and stuff, nah. Our biggest would be the grocery store runs. And then a few months before everything went crazy, uh, I had started doing grocery delivery. I was real leery about it and I felt weird about it. And I still kind of feel weird about it. But by the time everything happened, I had already been doing it for a little bit. So I had I was sort of familiar, the whole website and process and all of that wasn't as foreign to me anymore. And so it's just been that way since, and we just went with the flow of it all. Um, and it's convenient, and I like it. But then at the same time, I like I miss going and picking out my own stuff, especially when it comes to vegetables and fruit and meat and things. I don't know. I do it myself, but not all the time. Like some of the time, a little bit. Mm. And I want to use the light fast that just came in, but I'm trying to be strict on myself and be like, nope, you cannot use them, play with them, and touch them until you have sharpened, swatched, and put them away in their new home. It's definitely a lot harder to see these kinds of colors on this color paper on the screen anyway. I'm trying to do like this swoopy motion to go with the shape of that area. Been trying to concentrate a lot more on doing that with, I mean, I always have in general, but especially with like the obvious kind of thing, if you're going around a ball or whatever, but been trying to get to where I'm doing it with every little thing, watching the direction, just to see how much difference it makes, if any kind of thing. Well, I mean, I know it makes some, but I either end up turning my hand to where y'all can't see nothing, or I'm going to turn my picture so I can see it. One of my birds is just having a good old time with herself, talking and whistling and whatnot, carrying on. This month is flying by. The whole summer has been flying by. I don't like it. Hopefully the skin tone's going to work out. I've played with a few of these colors together, but not every single one the way I chose from what set, and never on this paper. So just with the two colors I've used so far, I can tell it's, at least the way it looks to me, it's a different color than what I'm used to seeing on the white, obviously. But yeah. Have they given you a time frame of how much longer you have to be that way, Pam? Or is it kind of up in the air right now? Oh, wow. Well, hopefully they go down for you and stay down. I have to decide how far this skin's going to go down. I guess it's like that. The rest of that'll be, I don't know, black probably. Yeah, I would say black. This paper has its own little speckle thing going on too. I've noticed. Is it like that on both sides? Yeah, maybe more so on this side. I just wonder. Oh yes, I'm loving the Egyptian. I've seen two Egyptians from her lately. Um, I'm hoping there's going to be another new book like really soon. I feel like her and Coloring Chicks. Man, drawing a blank. I feel like they both just gave us a new book, but I feel like we're going to have another new book from both of them really soon. And I could be wrong, but I don't know. I feel it. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I want it to happen. So we'll see. I'm thinking maybe. That's cool because I like both of them. They can just keep putting them out. I'm staying away from this area of the neck a lot just because I want to try to have this earring be so bright and shiny. Maybe. I know how I want it to look in my head. Now, whether or not I get it to looking like that, don't know. Um, was that the name of it, Kelly? Cleo? Like I said, there was 2 different ones I seen. Oh, where do I want to go now? It's so different on that paper. I'm scared to put this down, thinking it'll be too peachy. Maybe. Guess not. So I was worried it was going to be too peachy. I think it's okay. I don't know if you can hear that. It's my big boy dog snoring. He's very comfortable. Trying to see. I got one, two. Oh, I got 4 with me right now. Hmm. And not that long ago, she was putting out a bunch of, at least like on her Instagram, um, little short videos and talking about her coloring. I don't know. I forget the wordage. Not I kind of want to say like more traditional type drawing, but then I kind of feel like no, that's not right either. But she was anyway just doing these other more This looks realistic, but like realistic photo type um, sketch pictures that she was doing. And I was really hoping that she was going to put out a book of that. So I'd like to see that come along. I wouldn't want her to stop the style she's putting out now either, but I'd like to. I would definitely buy a book of the other stuff too. Yes. The only one so far as I still need to get that she has out already is the Benny Blue. Well, and that there's a what was it, like a mandala one or something? Not, I don't know. The one that's got the eagle on the front. I can't think of what it was. I don't have that one either yet. But I want the Benny Blues really bad, and I don't have them yet. I'm like, I mean, there's times I could have gotten them, but I was getting other stuff. Y'all know how it is. Can't buy everything all at once, I guess. She's got the one. She does have a portrait book, but this was like I don't know. It was just like a collaboration of like this style and that style, but put together. And I saw like uh, at least four, maybe five different little video clips on her Instagram of her drawing. And I'm thinking, oh, I want this image. Please put this in a book. I do still feel like I'm playing catch up on some artists, but then I keep finding new artists, and I'm like, oh goodness. So I've got a little list going of new artists that I don't have any of their work yet that I want to get stuff. Even if it's just a single or a couple few PDF things or something. I don't know. Um, yeah, maybe I should quit watching haul videos. I love watching haul videos and gift videos and all that stuff. And oh, of course, that's where I get a lot of ideas or find a lot of new things that I just have to have because you just have to. Hi, View. Thanks for coming. I know that this picture and that tarot reader, which I posted recently on my Instagram that I colored, I don't know, last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. I had gotten those PDFs a while ago, and they're both of those images are in the new book. And then, of course, there's several other images in the book that I have already seen. As far as it's sold as a PDF, and then a lot of people have gotten it and colored it and stuff. Wow. Well, I don't know if this color looks different on this paper or if it's just brighter on this paper. Is it an actual color change, or kind of think it's just brighter? I'm gonna go over some of this and do dramatic makeup. I think I really done that yet. This way. I don't think I really brought any of this down here. I'm not amazing at doing eyes, but I do like doing eyes. So when we get pictures that are, or that I can change size of or something. We have the bigger eyes to work with. I'm always happy with that. Watch me go in on these eyes and completely wreck them. Thank you, Bam. Kind of wish I would have started with her hair or something else now. Do I put some of this on? That's a cork. I don't think I want cork. Let's sand. Where did that go? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want that color. It's almost the same shade as the paper. Nearly. That is cork. I want the one that was sand. Look at that. See, I was sitting in the upstairs family room at the coffee table and took some stuff. All right. Give me just a second. I'm going to run up and grab this off the coffee table. It better be there. Okay, it was there. See? This is the one I wanted. Which they're pretty big difference. Oh, it ain't nothing for you. My big boy Brewster sniffing like he thought I ran and got food or something. It's a pencil, boy. Major nose action going over that. Well, really? You're kidding me. Hold on a second. Let me holler for assistance. I think I left my pencil sharpener up there.
Yeah?
I think I left my pencil sharpener up there on the table.
Which one?
The crank. She's like, which one? Oh, that's bad. I've got all of the others with me now, I think, except the one I actually want to use. Imagine that.
Hello.
Thank you.
I'm taking your dog. Come on, Bruce.
Take all the dogs.
Breezy.
Take them all outside.
Breezy. Penny. Is Jill down there?
Yeah, Jill's over there.
Jill.
Get her. No,
I'll go pick her up.
Get her. They may as well all go together. Here come they all. Okay, she got them all run upstairs to go out, except one. And she goes to get the other one. They all just come running back down the steps to see what she's doing. They're looking on her like, you coming?
Come on, Bruce.
Bye.
Bye. Come on, Breezy.
Oh, wow. The troops. I was going to jump into her face still. Moved onto her neck and shoulders. I'm kind of nervous. Like I said, I have no idea how some of these colors are going to look. So, start off small and light. I feel like, I don't have the heart to ask her to get my brush. I didn't think of that. I'll try using one of my other little things if I need it. Oh. Tip down, tip down. Jeez. What, the whole tip? Just half a tip. I like the way this tones down to peach some. But yeah, I can still tell it's there. I almost feel like I want to get some darker shadows too. Oh no. See, it just like took all the shadow out. I have 6 dogs, Pam. We got 2 big, 2 medium, and 2 small. 2 big are brother and sister litter mates. Part black lab, part pit bull. One of the medium is part pit bull and corgi. She's a cute little fine thing. And then the other medium is a red-nosed freckled beagle. And then one of the small ones is a terrier mix. And the smallest is a Chihuahua mix. And it's 5 girls and 1 boy. But they are all older. My 2 big ones are my youngest, and they are 12, which the bigger the dog, the shorter the lifespan. And my smallest dog was originally my grandma and grandpa's dog. And because she was always hung out and gotten along with my dogs and stuff and visited and things, when things were getting rough for my grandma, my grandpa had already passed. She just, she had me promise that that I'd keep her in the family. And I'm like, of course, yes. I would never have gotten rid of her dog. So that's how I ended up with her, because she was theirs, and yeah. really got to go light with this one. Wait, wash out that color big time. Yeah, I did need the other pencil. I don't know if I like that. Kind of clouds it or something. I don't know. Let's stay off of those places. The darker ones. Our beagle. That yeah. It's so hard when they go. They're little heartbreakers. Now our beagle, she is, well, she's rough. She's got a tumor, a cancerous tumor on her spine. They can't do nothing about it. It's in such a place that they just can't. They just can't. And she's where we at? I don't know how many months. We're just a few months away from her birthday. She will be 15. But we've known about her cancer issues and have been dealing with um, her not being able to walk in the back end and different things like that. But now she is now. She's like, she still has issues walking and has wobblier days, but she gets around and she gets up and on all fours a lot more now than she used to. I think that had to do with a medication change for one, but it happened quite in sync with when we moved. So I don't know if that had something to do with it too or not. Just her getting a new place, and I don't know. She's the only one of our dogs that goes out front and walks up and down the street with one of us, me, my husband, my daughter, whatever, and no leash and stuff, because she is absolutely no threat. And then besides that, she's not going to get away from us or caught up in a situation before we can get at her, because she's not that fast. I mean, she's moving and she's like, wow, look at her go, because coming from just not going at all no more for a while. Um, she's going at it, but she's not no speed racer or nothing. So she's not. She's fine, and we don't have to worry about her. And but she enjoys that time though, especially when it's my husband taking her. She can be sound asleep, and that's what she does a lot of, is just sleep. She can be sound asleep, and it's like radar. She knows without even hearing him that he's pulled up in the driveway, he's home, something. She knows when he is here. I guess she smells him, I don't know. But she knows. And she will instantly wake up, take off, head to meet him at the door, and then she'll literally beg at him and kind of howl at him to go to the door and tell him, come on, let's go. She wants to go walking with him. And she'll walk all over with him. And when it's with me or my daughter or something, she'll go with us, and she'll go out there and kind of take her a few good breaths and look around, and then she'll do her business, and then she'll just start heading back and be done. But when she goes out with him, I guess he's her buddy or whatever. because it's a whole different story. She wants to go on adventures. She'll walk all the way down, and he'll guide her, to turn on the sidewalk and stuff, and they'll go walking down the sidewalk. She's in no rush to get back at all. Sticks right with him, all that. Oh, it is hard. It is so hard. So I say, man, it just kills me. I mean, they're all so cute, and you want them, and they're great, and you have so much fun with them, and it's just going. They all just break our heart. I wouldn't want to not, but still, ugh. I wish they at least got to live a longer lifespan. I think a dog's life is too short, and that's just the average healthy, no issues. It goes by so fast. For a long time, we had one dog, a Rottweiler, and I'll tell you what, he was huge. He was just the biggest baby you'd ever seen. He was so good. He was so good with everything, about everything. I'm gonna brush, and I don't have my little thing. I wonder if one of these will work. Kinda, a little weird. But he had like the doggy form of MS. In addition, he had his own spinal cancerous tumor. I was just like, man. And the last year of his life is when I got my terrier mix. So I had the two of them, and she was like a couple months old. And so I think she brought they hit it off so big, and I think she brought some spunk back to him for a while. And I got another year out of him, even though the last like 4 months he couldn't walk in the back end at all anymore. And they were something. They were quite the little pair. But he was a great dog. But he lived 12 and a half years and 2.5 years past his first terminal diagnosis. So he had the cancer thing and the MS thing, and he went on another 2.5 years with that stuff going on. Plus, he got to be a senior also. But that tore us up. He was our baby, and that tore me and my husband up big time. We had him cremated, which we're going to have all of our dogs cremated. I have the ashes of my dog and my cat currently from back then. And now everybody that I have is they're going to be cremated. And I've never not had a dog or lived with animals or anything like that. It's always been something my whole life. But once all the dogs that I have right now, once they're no longer with me, I'm going to try so hard not to have another dog. I really am. I'll still have my 3 parrots, which, if all goes well with them, they should potentially outlive me. and I'm just going to try to keep it at that. Well, there's 2 cats, but I mean, I don't have a problem with them, but my son claims them, and they're kind of like my son and husband's thing, the cat men of the house. And then I thought, if it really bothers me, and I feel like I just have to have a dog, then maybe I will actually get a pig like I've been wanting to do, because I miss having pigs. So I'd like to get one for the inside, not the outside. But I don't know. Just try to keep it at the birds and not have to worry about it. My husband says, yeah, let's see how long that lasts. I'm like, well, I'm not going to go out looking for them. Didn't last time. And then my husband and my kids, they want an aquarium. Like a big aquarium deal. My husband wants a big, elaborate. That's the only thing he's ever wanted all the time we've been together is fish. He never tried to get any other critter, although he's one to come home with several of them, including that Rottweiler I was talking about. He come home with him, not me. I said, no, take it back. Not because I have a problem with dogs or any critters, but I'm like, we're both working and we're taking off on the weekends all the time and doing stuff. And this was before the kids and before, a lot. So I was like, no, it's not the smart thing to do. Of course, it happened anyway, and he just went a lot of places with us, and he had to live while we went to work. Couldn't get around that one. Okay, Pam. I'll be here for a little while, a little bit more. I'm gonna try to get her face done so I can get moved on to her hair a little bit. And that's the one thing about the critters we have right now. Um, Part of what it's crazy, but part of what's made it work is that I don't work, so I do the whole stay-at-home mom wife thing now, and that's what we've done since the kids. Well, since my daughter was little, since she was 2, just a little bit before 2. And a couple years later, her brother came along, and I've been the one at home with them all these years. So by the time they were both going to school and stuff like that, it was me and the dogs and the birds at home throughout the day. I was able to take care of their things. like I mentioned earlier, I had family from Florida came to town to visit in, and I've seen them yesterday. And it happens to be, so my grandpa was the one that originally got Rocky, and so my uncle had Rocky after that. After my grandparents, he was with my aunt and uncle, and then when my aunt and uncle retired, they tagged me in and passed him on to me so they could have some free time, basically. And so I'm third, like I've mentioned it, I'm third generation to have him. So they got to come and they saw him. They hadn't been here to see the new house yet and seen his new setup and all that kind of thing. So that was fun watching him react to seeing them again, because it had been a little bit, been over a year since he'd seen them in person, anyway. She's too peachy. Try to dull it down some more. No. See if I can tell the coloring better. It's a lot darker, me looking at it in person. I can see several different colors and stuff. But it looks a lot lighter or more muted on my laptop. I can't decide if I should get a different camera or not. My husband got me this one for Christmas, and that was, he thought that I had just, not long before that, just started the channel. And so he thought, because I was having problems with doing videos on my phone, he got me a camera that I could just make, record my videos on and upload and do my thing. But what he got me was this, just a web stream camera. And that's all it does. It's just live stream from it. And that's fine. But at that time, I hadn't even really went over the whole possibility of doing live streams with myself yet. Just in the manner of like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. But I didn't really give it much thought. And then it came up, and I don't know. I was like, I don't know. And it just kind of happened, and it's been happening. And so I've been using it. But I don't have anything to compare it with, really, to say, I need to upgrade my camera and have better whatever for the video, how it turns out, how it looks to y'all, colors and stuff. But I do want to get some different lighting. I do know that. The lighting thing is pretty positive. I am surrounded by lights, but I want to figure out some lighting that gives a more true color. So I was going to look into getting one of those daylight type bulbs that they have out. Well, not just the bulb, but like the whole lamp. Daylight type of lamp. So I think that's what I'm going to get. And I think I would do another layer of all the colors on her face. But I'm not going to go through that now. I'm going to move on to her hair. If I can find the pencils I want for that. Oh, black raspberry. Okay. No, those are lip colors. So I've got too many pencils scattered around and upstairs and downstairs now, which I don't like that at all. And I got to try to find my stuff. I don't like that at all either. I'm trying to remember what colors. Oh man. Mahogany red. No, not Tuscan. It's like the only color I can remember on there. I have this color combo wrote down, and it's upstairs. Naturally. Got her attention. Help me.
Yeah.
There's a little spiral notebook.
The one you gave me earlier?
No. It's up there with my stuff on the side.
Okay.
Little spiral notebook. She sounded lost. I think about how close the end of this month is already, and all the different pictures that I was like, oh, I want to color this one and that one. And I want to get into this book and that book and stuff this month. And I'm like, yeah, I think over ambitious.
There you go.
Thank you. And there's my little brush sitting here off to the side this whole time. I didn't think I had it down here.
Okay, goodbye.
All right. So yes, black raspberry. Those are oh wait, let's see. Peach beige. And so this is my peach beige. Oh my goodness. Do I have my thingy? Yeah, I got one. My thingy. Nope. They must be off with the other pencils. I got my black cherry or black raspberry. She was chestnut. Where are you? You took it out of here. Wow. What's the other one? $10.29. See it from that side. Mahogany red and chestnut. Where are they at? Here's mahogany red. Cannot find chestnut. Looking in the wrong. It's got to be where chestnut was. I got this one empty space. This is supposed to be my backup set. And yeah. Let me see. Those. I got some pencils way around. I can look, but I don't know. What's that? $10.95. Oh, maybe $10.81. That's annoying. Well, hopefully I have backup. Is this one? I do have a backup. Haha. How many backups do I have? Not enough. I'll tell you that. There it is. No, I got at least a half one. I got one that's at least still that big, maybe. I'm gonna guess it's upstairs. I don't know. So I guess it's those 4. I should probably find another one of these. Check for that backup. That's a small one. Not there. So I know I need to order at least that. Like all my backup pencils. Ginger root. I was like, what does that say? Not. There it is. Gee whiz. Still use this guy though. Especially at this time, I'll get some do a little base. Oh, that kind of just takes away the shadowing that's already there. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. It kind of just takes it out, makes it milky. Let's go. Normally I would base with that all over the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to. Oh, it just took the tip. This dowel, I like it, but it has broke my pencils, and not just Prismas. on my pile list. Did any of you watch Emily's stream Friday where she finished up the Christmas ornaments that she made? I thought that was a really cute idea. I like the way that turned out. Kind of thinking I might have to do a similar type project this coming Christmas time with my kids. We've done that type of thing before with Christmas cards. You know, you save your old Christmas cards, and I try to use them for different things. And we've done that before. Took old Christmas cards and cut out circles, or we had a snowflake pattern, maybe a Christmas tree one. I don't remember. But basically, we did the same thing, but we used Christmas cards that had been sent to us, and I don't know. They might have fun doing one where it's something they've colored and then added it. Okay, so raspberry, like when it's a little piece of wood hanging on. And do the flick thing. Be a flicker. Flick, flick, flick. I almost think I'm getting better at eyelashes. A little bit. I'm not sure. That's what. Sometimes doing the hair flicking reminds me of lashes. Need to get me figure out a skin combo I like and figure out some other hair combos that I like. I'm actually thinking I might try a green hair next. And I mean, like, I don't mean like mint or stupid tip. Other shades of green. I mean, like actual just green, maybe Joker green, if you know. We'll see. Okay, with the chestnut. Well, I was talking about those lights that I'm thinking about getting, like a daytime lamp type situation. Well, the other thing that I was thinking about was, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever had one or used one or whatever. If you have, let me know. Or if you're actually watching this back at some point, let me know down in the comments, because I'm interested to see what you think about those. Because I don't normally wear glasses, but when I color, I wear bought over the counter from a drugstore reader glasses. So basically, just magnifying. Mainly for little details and such, but yeah, I do that. So I was thinking about one of those big, yay big magnifying things that has daylight ring or light attached to it also, and be looking through that with that type of light for myself. Wouldn't really do that for a camera, but I don't know if that would be just something in the way or if it actually would be useful and work, or if it'd be too awkward to try to be looking through that coloring at the same time. I don't know. I'm questioning it though. I'm wondering what it would be like. It would be worth having. I know I'm not sure like daytime light and all, but as far as a lit up magnifying glass type of thing, I know a lot of jewelers and stuff use stuff like that. I used to avoid skin. Now it seems like I gravitate to doing skin first. I don't think that's because I enjoy it. I think it's just to get it over with. But I always like having it done and finally getting some more color coming in around the face and seeing how it all comes together like that. I'll tell you what, I haven't used that many colors yet, but I've used all those different colored pencils. Like I said, it's Prismas, Pablos, Polys, Lumis, and Holbein so far, and I like all of them on the paper. They've all felt good on the paper itself so far. And pay attention to which piece goes where. Yeah. I haven't decided what color her eyes are going to be yet either. Been doing a lot of green eyes lately. Definitely still need practice on them. So maybe I'll do her blue eyes. Mm. A little more of the hair done. Maybe I'll get to the eyes too. I think I'll be heading out. Go do my prep cooking for the covered dish tomorrow that I'm taking. It needs to sit and get happy with itself overnight. It's a cold dish, so makes it a little easier. Hi, Brandy. Welcome. Working on a little bit of this hair from this Christine Karron picture. I almost like it that way. Before I add the chestnut in there. It was chestnut. No. Bad for that, thinking I have the right pencil and then I grab something else and I see it go down paper. I'm like, oh no, that's the wrong color. Of course, you just got to roll with it and make it work. But I'm trying to get in the habit of like checking every time I switch a pencil or any kind of media, whatever I'm using. I look and make sure I'm grabbing the right thing before I put it down to the paper. That's happened so many times to me. I was just like, oh. There was one picture I did, and she had full on hair going on down both sides. And this half of the hair, I was feeling it. I loved it. I was super happy. Moved on to this side, and I felt good about the whole thing. I got almost this whole entire side done before I stopped and realized, why is it a different color? It was two colors. Hi, Grace. I'm glad you caught me. But so then I realized it was two different colors because the main color involved, I hadn't put my base coat down first, and which that altered the way it looked. And I was just like, oh man, I was crushed. It's like, no. But I mean, I literally got like a whole half of her head done and didn't notice it for all that time. So yeah, I got to be double checking that. And how are you doing, Grace? Well, that could be fun. Big pile of gifts. Especially if it's all coloring goodies. See, I have one small, yay bigish um, diamond painting of like a sunset or something. I don't think I don't know what brand it is. I don't think, I know for sure it's not one of those um, fancy, nice ones or anything. Um, and I've never done it yet. And I've had it for a little over a year, but I'm scared. I'm scared to get too involved with diamond painting because I'm afraid I'm going to really, really like it. And then want all kinds of diamond painting stuff. And then I'll be like, oh man, oh, I'm trying not to do it. But I recently saw a couple diamond paintings of these super cute, adorable pigs. And I'm fighting the temptation of getting these pig diamond paintings. Oh, nice. See, that's, I mean, you can get all these different pens and the trays, and I'm just like, oh, my husband might give me the eye then, like, woman, how many things do you got to do? And I can start my darker one. Oh, you can go on. I love hearing about people's goodies. Did you do a haul video? Are you going to share it in live or anything? Because I come see. Now, the Coloring Haven magazines, I haven't got on with that yet either. I have seen a few. A friend of mine has an issue that she bought at a bookstore individually because Jasmine Beckett Griffith was in it. And I really wanted that issue also. And then I went and looked on their website and it wasn't available. And I was like, oh. And then I considered at that time, well, maybe I do want to do this. Maybe I want to get a regular subscription. But I never have. Cross my mind every once in a while. Do I want to get that? So basically, I don't have any copies of their stuff. Coloring Haven. I am in the U.S., yeah. This hair is flipping. Turn her the other way. That makes sense. Now, once you get settled, would you pick your subscription back up again? Is it like, are you that happy with it that you'll get back with it? As I said, I just keep, because I'm like, should I get the subscription? Do I want it? Do I need it? Would it be better to get the subscription or just buy the individual issues that come out that I see that I want? Like actually pay attention and keep up on it so I don't miss out on one type thing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Now, you say you're going to be living in California, like you don't live there now. So, where are you making the move from, Grace? Is it a long change for you, or is California close by? I have some friends we just saw 4th of July weekend that live in California. We hadn't got to see them in a good handful of years. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's a all the way across change. I'm in Ohio. I haven't seen a bear around here, but we see the other stuff. So I guess there's not a lot of wildlife or critters where you're coming from. Oh wow, yeah, that's a lot of pins. Do you switch them up often and go through and use several of them? Or do you kind of have like your favorite one or two and those are the only ones you really use? What's the situation there? Oh, I bet. I've seen the price of a few of them. I thought, ooh boy, don't get me wrong, gorgeous and all that. Now, but I was like, oh my. And that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid if I just try to do it just a little bit, to switch things up and tinker around, that I'm going to get hooked and I'm going to be like, oh. And then I'm one of them that I'll end up going too deep. So I'm like, I got to tell myself, no, I got to have my color in my. Should have sharpened it. Have you done a video or live when gone through and showed each one of your pins? If you have, I'll have to go back and look for it and watch it. And what's a hybrid pin? Okay, so what's your favorite pen? Baby Yoda. That's great. My daughter loves her Baby Yoda. She wants to see that Mandalorian. I'm not saying it right, I don't think. But she wants to see that show so bad. And I kind of want to see it too. Um, we don't have, what is it, on Disney Plus, I think, or whatever. We don't have that. They want us to get, and when I say they want us, I mean the children want me and my husband. They want us to get Disney Plus and Discovery Plus. I think I'm going to. I don't know. I mean, I think there's some cute stuff on there that I would, they would definitely be allowed to watch, and stuff that we would watch together and enjoy. But I also worry about promoting them being on TV more. So, and how's your weather been where you're at, Grace? We've been really hot and then super rainy for a while around here. Yeah, that's her other big thing about Disney is it's got all the Marvel movies. My kids are both into that. She wants to watch that. Oh goodness, what's that show? Is it just Loki, or is there more to the title? I know Loki's in the title. I think it's just called Loki, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But she's seen so many previews of that. She's been wanting to see it. Oh, wow. I'm sure she'd love it. I mean, I wouldn't mind it either. I don't know. We have regular cable. we're old school. We just have regular cable. We have, we do have the DVR stuff. So that way my husband can record his particular shows. He's the one, he's the TV person around here. We don't watch a lot of TV. But, and we have that because for years he worked swing shift. And so the weeks that he would be working second shift and third shift, there were certain regular evening, weekly programs that he enjoyed watching um, that he would miss out on. So we went ahead and got the DVR system so he could watch whatever he wanted when he wanted. Which, you know, he working man pays the bills, does what he's supposed to do, deserves to watch what he wants to watch. And then he got to take over an all first shift position, which was awesome. And he occasionally works doubles and does his overtime and stuff, but for the most part, he gets to see his evening programs. So we really don't need the DVR stuff no more either. We could get rid of all of it from all I care. Ooh, which books, Brandy? See, I just have the Pentel aqua brushes. Um, I have thought about getting a Karen Dash one, but I've been kind of curious about the newer Durant um, water brush with the button, whatever. Oh, when was your birthday, Brandy? Mine was June 30th. As we were leading up to my birthday, I found out there's a ton of June babies in the coloring community. I use mostly pencils. I I really don't use markers at all, honestly. Other than, I mean, and I don't know if you consider marker people. I'm not sure if marker people consider gel pens markers or are they their own thing? I don't know. Um, but I sort of don't count them that way. I don't see them as other kind of markers. So I don't use markers, but I do use gel pens. But I don't color with gel pens necessarily. I just use them for details or itty bitty places or highlights and that type of stuff. Now I've tried. I don't have any special or fancy markers or alcohol markers. The kids have a set of the Crayola Supras or whatever. And I tried using those a couple times, putting a base layer down on a picture and then coloring over it with my color pencils and details and whatnot. And I was, it was okay. I just was like, I didn't feel like I had to do that now or something. I don't know. So yeah, just pencils. All right, Jade Summer, Alice in Wonderland. Don't have, but I want. Joanna Bastard, Magical Jungle. That was my first adult coloring book And my husband brought it home to me like years ago when it first came out. And that's the book that opened the gateway to me finding out that there was such a thing as adult coloring books. Because I was coloring before, I didn't know I had other options. Chibi Girls don't have any of those. Romantic Country, The Second Tale. Oh, lucky. I don't have any of the romantic countries, but I want them. I have all 3 of them in my cart on Etsy, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet. And I have none of Marie Trolley's books yet. They are in my wish list. Mythomorphia, Circle Life. Mythomorphia I have, and Circle of Life is in my Amazon cart right now. I haven't pulled the trigger on that either. Yes, love my uni pens. And they have, so I get the ones that's like the white, gold, and silver. And they also have a white, gold, silver glitter set. And I love it. And I it's really close, but I almost think the uni ball gold and silver gel pens I almost like better than the Sparkle Pop. Now it's super close, in my opinion. The Sparkle Pop, just the silver and gold, I think they're very, very similar. It's very hard to tell, but I think the uni balls have the win just a little bit by my eye. Just a little extra sparkle. They are really cute, and I find it fascinating that Erie has drawn all that by using a toothpick. That sparks my interest in them in and of itself. But I've wanted them for a long time and I've never done it. It's like some books go back years that I've had on my wish list, but there's always new things coming out. And you kind of got to weigh it out and be like, well, I've just been busy catching up on old books and keeping up with new books. That's one set of older books I still haven't ordered myself yet. I'm just sitting here, yada yada, not coloring, just chit chatting. Now those pencils, the Lyra's and Shafara Barbin, I don't have those, but I do have them in my wish list. um, there was a video from, how do you say her name? The channel name. My Coloring Corner with Renee, I'm pretty sure. And she did a video not too long ago where she busted out her set of Lyra's. And I've been on the fence about them for quite a while. And I had seen other videos and things. But then I watched her video of her Lyra's, and it kind of just, that pushed me over the edge to where I was like, yeah, I want to get those. They seem like they're very much worth the adding them to the collection. Well, and the other ones too. I don't have all of Kirby's yet. I've got the Mythomorphia. Is that one? I don't know. The one with the dragon, and I don't know which one that is. I don't know. Worlds Within Worlds and Fragile World. Those little Kirby's I have. think the biggest set that I've been working on acquiring, I gotta put a better tip on these now, has been the Hannah Carlson. I just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 4. Magical Dawn, Seasons, Daydreams. No 4. Okay, so I got 4 Hannah Carlson books in my birthday haul. And I already had 2. So right now, all I have left to get is, I still need Seasons and the newer one, Forest Kingdom or something like that. And it technically has not been released here. Will be next month. And then there's another new one about to come out, like I think the month after that. So technically right now I only have 2 more Carlson books to catch up on. That was the plan. Was I was going to get through getting a haul of hers, and then I was going to move to Maria Trolle and work on acquiring all hers. While at the same time keep up on anything else that I want to keep up on. I do like when they have 2 of each page. Especially before I had a printer. Now I have a printer, and so every book I have has as many pages as I want it to have. And it took a lot of pressure away as far as worrying about it not turning out the way I wanted, or in my opinion, making a mistake or messing it up. And I just stopped worrying about all that once I got a printer. I'm like, no, there was a lot of pressure took away from it. That's for sure. I keep splitting these tips, and they're just half of it, not the whole tip. Well, and a while back, before I had a printer and all that, my daughter was always, does it have 2 copies? Does it have 2 copies? Get the books that have 2 copies. Because as you can imagine, she was wanting to get her hands on it too. So every time I did have a book like that, it was like, well, if there's a picture she was liking and wanted and something, I let her have it, because I'm not going to be. This is my coloring page. It kind of runs through your mind for a minute, like, that's kind of my stuff, but at the same time, it's like, no, I wouldn't do that to her. So I'll be sharing. But now, and when we got the printer, she was so excited. She was more excited than me, I think. Because then she sat down and I said, what are you doing? She sat right down in front of my little bookshelf that she built me. And she's like, I'm going to go through every one of your coloring books, page by page, and start stacking the ones I want you to make me copies of from the printer. And I was cracking up. I said, calm down. You got to have them all at once. But she was just excited that now there was no limits to where, if the book didn't have doubles. They are quite handy. We've used it. My husband has used it for work, but myself, I've used it for a few other things besides coloring related stuff. But yeah, it's mostly been coloring stuff for me. But definitely well worth having if you're into this. And they're handy for lots of things, but for us coloring people, they are extra handy. And then I made the mistake of thinking, oh, I've got a printer now. Let me go look at Etsy and look at everybody's PDF pages that aren't available in books or by people that don't even put books out. And I'm like, oh no. I don't know why I did that to myself. That was a bad choice. But yeah, I did that. So I'm in that hole now. Thank you. Again, every time. What's wrong with me? I've been doing this hair color for a little bit now. A month or so, I guess. I don't know. And I've been sticking with it. I've just really been liking it. I want to go back. I don't know if it was March, maybe. One of my other videos from my previous, wasn't that long ago, but my completed coloring pages. I did this girl holding a dagger. It was in May. That's what it was. I can say that. It was in May because of Mariola May, because it was a Mariola Budak picture. And they had that Mariola event going on. So it was definitely my May coloring. But if you want, check that video out because her hair, it's the blue hair in that one. I did that chick with blue hair and I loved it. I was like, oh man, I actually like this. So I want to kind of revisit the blue hair. See if I can, I don't know, tweak it or just get better at it. Because I only did it the one time. And I lucked out that it turned out in a way that I liked it. Thank goodness. Because I had been putting off her hair. And I work up to it. I had all the other stuff pretty much done. So then I'm like, well, if I do this to her head and I don't like it, then the whole picture is ruined. I have to start all over again. And so I just was very hesitant about it. Then I finally went for it. And I liked it. Oh my gosh. This is horrible. I swear I am not pushing that hard. It's not the first time I've used Prismas. I have never had tips breaking like this. It's crazy. I hope anybody that's here and you're not subscribed, you will hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Check out some other stuff. Come back for more. All that. I've got almost 2 months of doing lives now. Maybe almost 2 months. Just shy a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Not that long, but a little bit now. But I'm still super nervous about it. I mean, the videos make me nervous too, but the lives are even worse. I mean, I enjoy them, and it's fun to have live interaction with folks for sure. Uh, I just, oh, I get so nervous. Hopefully. Hoping that'll go away though. I will learn to not be as nervous doing it. Like I said, I do like the live interaction and just hanging out. It's always fun to color with friends. And in real life, there's only, well, I mean, now I will color. Me and my daughter color. She likes doing buddy colors with me. She's got a Kirby picture from Fragile World picked out, and we're going to buddy color. It is, well, actually, there's two because she couldn't decide, but I was like, let's do the red panda. And she wanted to do the elephant on the opposite page. And then I found out the elephant on the opposite page is a hashtag this month. And so I kind of want to switch back to the elephant and be like, let's do the elephant that you originally asked to do. Um, just for that reason. But we haven't started yet. I don't know if she started hers yet or not. I haven't. I've been really busy lately. Plus, I've been fiddling with the flowers and stuff outside. My husband got me outside plants too, not just the house plants. So. Oh, hi, Renee. Thank you. Oh, you're good. Thank you. You can't see much of her skin, but there's some skin on there. Yes, I watched Ria's her elephant and how she started off with that ink, that teardrop shaped ink. I don't remember what the name of that ink was called, Renee, but that teardrop shaped ink that Ria was using, I want to I feel like I need to get some. I want to try it. But I loved how she did that ink base. And then I watched Zucchini Kitty too, Karron, and her ink work. Oh, jeez. But this whole thing with using the inks, um, I was wanting to try to incorporate more and stuff that I do. Like I have a few of the Tim Holtz. I know is who. So I got these ones. I've got like 3 or 4 this size, and then maybe 2 or 3 of the smaller ones. But I got them for my junk journaling. Um, so when I'm making tags and edges of paper for making signatures to sew into binders and stuff, book covers and such. Um, so yeah, I've got the. So I only have like colors that I use the most really for junk journaling, but Then I started seeing everybody using them kind of like the whole marker thing, like me and Grace was talking about with, um, using markers as a base and all that. But then I've seen a lot of that going around with the inks, and I'm thinking, I want to give it a whirl. But those are kind of pricey. So I'm thinking, well, if I started incorporating that in coloring and I like it, I would prefer to find another brand. That's which way do I need to go? Ah. My son's movie must be over. I hear him in there bothering his sister now. He was upstairs in his playroom watching a DVD because there's no cable or nothing to that TV up there. And his sister was down in the family room watching Discovery Shark Week stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is cheap, Renee. Then I see people do stuff like that, that ink and um, well, again, back to like the marker basing and some of these background things, and they make it look so easy. And I've tried a few things, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not how it's supposed to turn out. So I don't know. Oh, you can buy all 40 together? Oh, wow. So I still got to figure out my gelatos. Um, I've got 3 sets right now. What I want to do is I want to make a chart and mark off all the ones that I have and then go to where I can buy them. And I can't remember the name of the store now. It starts with M. But go to the place where I could buy the gelatos individually and fill in the gap and get all the ones I don't have. And because that's important, like you have to have it's the full set syndrome. I like the gelatos. I want to be using them. And so I must have every color ever made. Must have them all. See, I got the King Arts too. I got the full King Art set, including the pastels, and I got the 3 sets of gelatos as part of my birthday bundle. And I like them both. And yeah, I want the rest of the gelatos. I need the rest of the ink tints, the rest of the gelatos. Pan pastels, they're the only tool, medium, whatever, that I want the whole set of pan pastels, but at the same time, I don't feel, oh my gosh, I just gotta have them all. Like I do with like some of the other things, like the gelatos or the jelly rolls or the colored pencils that I have. I feel a little bit more laid back with the pan pastels. I feel like I've got the skin tone set and I've got the basic color set. So I'm like, well, I can make a lot of colors from that. The primary basics. But I thought, well, you just pick up a few pans here and there, get some, unusual colors or something that might be a little harder, and maybe just have a smaller set of pan pastels that I just, like I say, have my skin tones and my basic colors, and then every once in a while pick up some random color or something. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I want the whole set, but I don't feel that as pressed about having them all. But I know they're going to last a long time. I do know that when you buy the full set of the pans, there are still some missing. And I'm not sure, maybe you'll know, but if I'm not mistaken, um, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, Brandy, I think it was in Renee's earlier. We had the full set conversation. Um, but isn't it like the pearls and the metallic colors? Are those the ones that are missing from the three, or the full $300 and some set of pans? Or is it just the pearl? Because that's something else I was on about. Like, well, I want to find out definitively if I ever get the full set of the 80, then which ones are the ones missing. I need a list of the missing items so I can then acquire them. Because you best believe if I go all out and get the 80, I'm going to get the what? Is it like a total of 96 or something? So, like, I don't know. There's 10 or 15 more. So if I get the whole set, I'm going to get them all. that's That's so bad. And then in my mind, I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Pokemon or the Pokemon Go game, but I wasn't into Pokemon in general. But then when Pokemon Go came out on your cell phone, I got into that. And it was kind of perfect timing with some stuff that was going on in my life at the time that I needed a really simple mental distraction, basically. And PokeGo provided that for me. And I was playing pretty hardcore on it. And so now I know got to catch them all. And there's so many things in coloring world that I'm like that in my head about, like got to have them all, got to collect them all. And it's just, I have Pokemon music running in my head sometimes and other people's streams with conversation and comments back and forth about, got to have them all and want all of the books in this collection or all the pencils in this collection. And so, yeah, I have Pokemon music in my mind. Great. There we be. Welcome to my head, people. And if you don't know Pokemon and you've never heard the song, go look that up and listen to the Pokemon, I guess, theme song. There's versions like Metallica and such has done Pokemon song. I was like, what? I didn't know it was as big as a thing as it was until the Pokemon Go come out. And then I started learning some stuff. And it was, Pokemon in general was a lot bigger of a deal than I ever realized. I had no clue. Yeah, that's okay because I got aboard that train too. And that train had me catching Pokemon all the way down to Florida, let me tell you. Because, you could only get certain ones in certain regions. And I was still missing two because you got to go to Japan to get one. And I wasn't able to get to Japan. I think it was two because there was one for Australia too that I couldn't get. You had to be in that vicinity to get it. And I'm like, oh, that was very aggravating. Then they start switching it up. Oh, man. We got some Poke-Go hunting stories. I say we, me and my kids, because of course they were involved and with me with all that. And yeah, I was way more into it than they were even. She's gonna go upside down now. Yep. It's a great position, huh? Watch it. I always want to go too heavy-handed. When it starts to feel smooshy, and back off. Ease up on it. Now, I will say that I have the full set syndrome. However, it's not on just anything. Like, I don't have any pencil sets or medium sets of things or even collections of books that weren't things that I really liked, that were books, images, artists, styles, and stuff that I truly wanted to color, or pencils and such that I don't really like and use on the regular. I don't have any that's part of my collection that's not usable, I guess I'd say. That I don't have them just to have them type thing. So I have limited myself to that because there's been a few sets that I have seen especially recently, that I'm like, ooh, I want those. And I know I'm not going to use them and color with them, but I want them anyway because they look really nice on the shelf. So there have been a couple of those situations, but I have controlled myself and not done that. So everything that I do have and collect the sets of are things that I love and use. But with like the coloring books, um, it's real easy that some of them are so, have their certain style that every time they put out a new book, you're going to love every single book. And so it's like, yeah, I want them all. And then there are a lot of book sets out that they're not my flavor or current flavor. And so I don't get them. So I'm not getting just to get. I'm at least, this is what this is how I justify things in my mind. I'm telling myself this. I'm like, at least it's the usable, being loved and used stuff, not the just because stuff. I don't care if anybody does it. Definitely not judging. But I am trying to, I have successfully prevented myself from doing that. That's one hole I have not allowed myself to go down. Hopefully, I will stick to that throughout my years of enjoying this hobby, which I hope is forever. Couldn't imagine not coloring. This pencil. Well, like I said, I couldn't imagine not coloring, but I've never not colored. Um, Obviously, I did as a child, but then as a teenager and then getting into being an adult and stuff, I still colored. I just I didn't have any good um, pencils. I used crowns more than regular kids' school crowns, and I was coloring in kids' coloring books. Like I didn't have my own, but before my kids, I'd color with other people's kids, especially like if I was babysitting or something, because I used to babysit a lot. And so I would color with them and enjoy it then. And then when my kids come along, and so then their supplies are in the house, and I've got all these kid coloring books and their colored pencils and their crowns and stuff were in the house, and I would just color out of that stuff. I never even bought myself anything specific to color with or color in. And when my husband brought that Magical Jungle book home and that box of staplers, that was it. I looked it up and discovered lots more books. I found color tuber people on YouTube and Facebook groups and all of these things going on. And I was like, well, I had been in the dark. I didn't know. And that was like, I don't know, 2015, 2016, I guess. So I've been coloring since, officially in adult coloring books. But when I didn't have my own adult coloring stuff and my own stuff at all, I would kind of feel like I don't want to call it anxious or anything, but I would just get like pent up frustration or just, I don't know. And that's when I would grab my kids' color and stuff, and I would just color a picture or two or three or whatever it took, and kind of like get it out of my system. And it was like this release. And then I just would, I don't know, breathe easier. And then I'd go for a little while, not touch their stuff. And it would just repeat the cycle. Not no more. I don't ever have that built up feeling anymore. Nearly every day I color. There's some days I don't get to coloring. And mostly that's okay. And there's those days where I don't get to color and it's not for pleasurable reasons. And you think, gee, I'd rather be coloring right now than dealing with this. But most of the time I'm not coloring. If I'm not coloring, it's because I'm doing something with the kids, doing something with the kids and the husband, or, we're out and about doing stuff. But it's usually all good reasons why. No, I know, Renee, it was like, and it was a whole world. I really had no idea. I mean, I was watching Dee Dee before that. She was like on Ustreams, and I know she did color and stuff, but it never, I don't know, it didn't register with me then. And like the things that I can remember, I mean, I can remember seeing her color in coloring books now that I, looking back. But then what I remember is a lot of the, oh, I can't even think what it's called. Not scrapbooking, but oh my gosh, what is it? Collaging. And so, and I was trying to do a lot of like glue book and collagey kind of stuff back then. But then when the adult coloring thing come around, then it was like a light bulb went off, and I'm like, well, she's been doing this, and I could have looked this stuff up a long time ago. But I started off like some of my first people, Renee was so there I would, count Dee Dee and Petra Hewitt. I'm not saying that name right, I don't think. Petra Hewitt. And I remember when Sammy was just starting off. So I was watching Color and Chat with Sammy. And Simple Art for Adults with this gal named Erin. Oh my gosh. I was devout to her channel. She was the first person I ever seen do a live stream, and this was before color tubers doing live streams was really that popular of a thing even. And she started doing them, and I thought that was so exciting. I'm like, ooh, it's live, ooh. And so back in some of this now, and I'm like, wow, that was rather cheesy, I guess. But so yeah, I was watching Erin, and I miss her. It's been a little while, like a year or so, since she's been putting out, and I wish she would come back. I would so still watch her. I still refer back to some of her videos. Yeah, Chris Chang too. I would love to see Chris Chang do some videos where she like was coloring and talking. I'd like to hear how her thought process and just her vision, how it's happening in her mind and she's getting it to the paper, and how she looks at a page and how that works out. I would love to know that and have her chat with us about it. Decisions. Not sure. I'm gonna go full on. Yes, I do. It'll be okay. It's like I said, I want to make that brighter. That's why I didn't do that side of the neck. So I'm going to play with that idea. Whether that works out or not, I don't know. I'm going to find out. Hopefully it will. I am liking the paper. So I took the Spring Hill recommendation and I got me a pack of that. And then I took this Desert Storm recommendation. And this is the first time I'm trying that paper, and I am liking it. It doesn't feel... I'd like to have this paper in white. So I ought to see if they do that. But I still need to get some of that Nino white to try. The great what's my favorite paper quest. I'm trying to figure out which way I can have her not block it all that much. I don't have that much hair. And look, I said I was gonna get to the eyes. I don't know. I just have to. I'm definitely not gonna have her finished. I am trying to get through his hair though. But I will be posting her picture on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, feel free to do so. Over there, same name as you got me here, Sarah Moonlitcrafter. I have to put up a picture of that family history book that I showed you guys when I first came on. Post a picture of that up there. I'll be probably on my Facebook too, honestly. I just think it's so neat. Have all that history published in a book of the family. I think I'm gonna have to get another copy of it for my dad. Should have thought of that to begin with. When I got to see him yesterday, he wasn't, I don't know. He's not himself. He's not been himself since he had that seizure, to be honest. He was doing better, and he's definitely, in dangerous situation that we know of. But he's just not been right. There's a slight difference in his personality and the way he talks, and I don't mean like slurring, just like his, how to explain it, kind of like mannerisms, but like the manner in which he would speak and the way he was, it's off. It's not his normal, or it doesn't seem like his natural or whatever. And he's been having a repeat problem. They have not, Jamie. And they've ran him through when he ended up back in the hospital, coming back home from the seizure incident down in Kentucky. They ran all kinds of tests on him, even made him do a stress test and all that kind of stuff. His blood work is off. His numbers are low in most all of the categories. Red blood cell, white blood cells, a couple of things, but his numbers are low. And I don't know. Like I said, it's just, he's off. There's just something not right. He went back to, he got out of the hospital, and a week later he went to the original neurologist appointment. So he's seen another neurologist. And yesterday when he left here from visiting with me and his brother that came up from Florida, which is his second brother that has come up from Florida recently. He left here to go to the doctor. He had a doctor appointment yesterday afternoon. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. But he hasn't had another seizure. He hasn't had any of that. But they don't have any answers. And they haven't said it that there's, he's had CAT scans and a couple other things done. And they didn't act like there was like, oh, well, there's damage to his brain from that seizure or something like that. But there's something wrong. And so, I thought, is it just me? What? And I've been talking to my aunts and my uncles, and then my father-in-law came over too yesterday, and he talked to my dad and stuff, and I talked to him later on yesterday after he left and everybody else was gone from here. We were talking about something else. He was trying to buy, he wanted to know a size on a hoodie for my daughter because he wanted to get her a Shark Week hoodie. But it came up while we were on the phone, and he said, yeah, as soon as I seen him, he repeated himself to me. He says, I've noticed that he's. And for him to say something about it is kind of a big deal because it would have to be a lot for him for it to be something, first of all, that he noticed, and then second of all, for him to mention to me also. So, but all my aunts and uncles, they all agree too. They're like, they can tell, they see it. They said, yeah, he's absolutely repeating himself. And he seems like he's okay, and he's saying what he's saying completely clear-minded. It's not like he's talking gibberish or um, repeating something that doesn't make sense. He's just repeating himself, and I'll tell you what, I can tell that every time something comes out of his mouth, he is genuinely telling it to me as if it's the first time it's ever come out of his mouth to me. And it might be like 2 minutes after he done said the same exact thing. And I'm like, that's just not right. That's not right. That's not normal. What do what's wrong? Why? Fix it. And he don't even notice it. Sometimes, I've done that on occasion. I've done that where I've said something and I go to repeat it, and I'm thinking as I'm saying it, or right after I catch myself, be like, man, I just said that. Like, what? It happens occasionally, but not, but you notice it yourself, and sometimes you acknowledge it, but you're aware that you've done it, and that's not the case with this. This is something else. I don't know. He's completely unaware that he's even doing it. And I'll say, prior to the seizure, this was not a problem. He had no memory issues. He had no repeat issues. He had no issues whatsoever with any of it. And he's going to be forced into retirement because his work is driving. He's not allowed to drive right now. That's killing him, because he drove for a living as a semi-truck driver. He loved his job. He was good at it. And, it's took away from him. As of right now, at least till September, he's not allowed to drive. But who's to say that'll change? Like, that it might be this way. And I don't know. But I know that's bothering him. Yeah, Jamie. Well, his girlfriend has went with him. One of his brothers went. And then I spoke at the hospital, I spoke with everybody, the neurologist, the doctors, the nurses, everybody that was taking care of him, the doctors coming back on test results, talking and discussing everything and talking about him. I was there. And then he had his once he got released from the hospital, and July 9th, when he went and seen another neurologist, that appointment, the brother that was here yesterday, my uncle, my aunt and uncle, she's a retired nurse, and she was like a nurse. I don't know. She had a big long title. She wasn't just a regular nurse. She was more extreme than that. I don't know what it was, but she was some big long title nurse, and she was a good nurse. She's retired now, but she was on like a I don't know what they use, but basically like a Zoom call or something. She was in video chat with that appointment, because at that time they were still down in Florida. They hadn't come up yet. Because I wanted her to. That way she could have a better grasp of what was going on, and relaying to them and relaying to my dad and such. So we thought it was a good idea to have her do that. I know. I mean, they haven't found anything new wrong with him or anything. Just the stuff that he had issues with prior to. I mean, he had a little bit of blood pressure issues, so he was on basic blood pressure medication. His lungs are not great. He's been a heavy smoker most all of his life, and he quit and went back and quit and went back, and he just recently was quit for like 2-3 years and went back to smoking cigarettes. Um, so his lungs aren't great. He has awful smoker's cough. We have bad heart stuff that runs in his side of the family. But we knew all that stuff already. We knew that potentially as he aged that he might end up with emphysema issues or COPD, but yeah, he's yet to be diagnosed with any of those things. But we just knew, these were issues he had, and this is potential things to come up in the future because of, what he's done to his lungs, basically. But they checked for the concussion, and he had that huge hematoma on the back of his head, and they wanted to make sure it wasn't on the brain, and they checked him out in the hospital when the accident happened, and to make sure it wasn't on the brain. And it was, they determined it was just under the skin, and I don't know. They haven't found any cause for the seizure. I mean, they have a list of, it could have been because of this, and it could have been because of that, and it could have been because of this situation or something. And the fact that you forgot your medications and you didn't have on blood pressure medicine and didn't have that could have contributed to this happening to you. But they don't have any definitive thing of this is why you had that grandma seizure. So I don't know. That's a bug in me. I hate seeing him go through all this and this start happening to him. I'm just like, wow. It's just not good. But he had 3 days this week where he felt really bad. And then he started feeling better yesterday. And he was pretty, normal yesterday, other than repeat himself. Um, yeah, and they've checked him for blood clots and all that because I expressed concerns to them that um, maybe that this being like a prelude to a stroke coming or anything of that nature, or hitting his head, did that promote a blood clot to start in his brain that was undetected at the time because of the swelling that he had in the back of his head. And like I've brought up all this type of like, what about this and what about that, and what is this a possibility, would this work with that, could this have caused that? And I mean, I've been through so many of them questions with the hospital people and everybody. I was probably getting on their nerves, honestly. I hate going through it too, Jamie. I appreciate it. I mean, I know and we all deal with our parents getting older and having health concerns, maybe, or health scares, and stuff like that. It happens to lots of people, but it's odd. I've lost I've lost a lot of loved ones and taken care of a lot of loved ones and had a few pass away with me. Um, intentionally, as far as they requested to be at my house and have it happen that way and stuff, and being home with me and my husband, and it all sucks, and it's never easy. But man, it's there's an odd thing about it when it's a parent. Um, I felt that way with my grandma and grandpa. They were like parents to me also, so they were rough, and it was hard seeing them go downhill. But I've always been a daddy's girl and close to my dad, and it's been it's very odd just to see him not right. I just don't know what else to say. It's just he ain't right. Because he's always been, he's always been a workaholic. He's always um, done what he was supposed to do and paid his bills and took care of his priorities and obligations and things and did the right thing and all that type of jazz. And I've always seen my dad as this big, strong guy. That's my dad. And my dad was a biker. So, the big long hair and um, leather vest and chain wallets and biker boots and big bushy beards and all that stuff, that's my dad. And then, you see him where he looks weak and frail and then you see him with, issues like the repeating thing, and he doesn't even realize he's doing it. And it's so odd just to see him in that type of position. Well, he's only taken blood pressure medicine, but I did think, and I brought up with his new doctor, because I got him to switch family doctors too, because I wasn't digging his original family doctor, and he didn't really like her either. And I'm like, well, you need to switch. So I finally pushed him over the edge to get that switched. And with the new one, I had it brought up because he's on I forget the name of the blood pressure medicine he's on. I know it's a pretty common one, but he's on 140 milligrams of it. And now I'm going to say this how I feel and what I think, but I am not a doctor. I don't know anything about it, honestly. But for some reason, it strikes me as too much. I feel like he's on like oh high. I'm like, that seems kind of high. I don't know. It seems like too much blood pressure medicine. I don't know. But that's all he takes is he's got his blood pressure medicine and an inhaler. And I don't know if it's sometimes inhaler or only when he's had issues or when he's sick kind of inhaler for pretty much just issues from having bad lungs from being a smoker, not because he has asthma or anything like that. Um, but otherwise, he don't take anything. So I mean, he don't have at least he don't have this big long list of medications that we'd have to like try to figure out which one is a problem if it was that, because there's not a lot to go through. But he's okay today, and he was here today. Here in the sense of still here with us on this earth. He was at my house yesterday, and I saw him. So, got to be grateful of that. See, I'm so unsure what I'm going to do inside the star area. I'm scared to do much of anything with what should be hair and stuff. I still gotta cook some food. Here it is. It's oh my, it's almost 11:30. Surprise, surprise. What? Pay attention. I gotta go cook up a spaghetti salad. Get it thrown in the fridge for tomorrow. The memorial. Ugh, it's like I am not looking forward to it. Oh my. Just because. First of all, I don't want to be doing a memorial for my friend that I just want to be here still. I don't want to be in the position where I might cry in front of other people. Don't like that. And I just don't want to be trapped in that type of headspace, man. But I'm not going to not go. That's for sure. I will be there. I just wish I didn't have that to do. I've still been trying to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Now, after tomorrow, it just, I don't know, finalizes it more, I guess. But anyway, thank you, Jamie. I'm going to leave it here. And hopefully these stars in this earring, stars and moon of the earring, I can get type of glow that I want going on through here. So hopefully I can get that to work out for me. And like I said, I'll be posting a picture of it on Instagram. If I don't work on it more too, I might work on her more Tuesday night in my live stream if I haven't finished her, which is quite possible. So we might revisit her. And if not, she'll be on Instagram. So, but thank you guys for coming. Thank you for hanging out, sticking around all this time. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and was able to work on your pictures or swatches or whatever it was that you had to do while you wanted something in the background keeping you company. And then until next time, later, y'all.